purpose of my channel is to share my thoughts on what I've learned or what I am learning and share that perspective with you in hopes of giving you new perspectives on self-improvement. We have such a short amount of time here on earth, and I want to have the biggest positive impact that I possibly can. I'm Sarah, and in this video I want to share with you 4 ways I'm practicing becoming a better person and 4 ways that you can also improve yourself to become the best version of you. I don't see us mastering these things unless we're Gandhi or the Dalai Lama. Even so, there is no reason we can't practice and get pretty good at being the best version of ourselves. The first is the hardest. Lose the ego. Now, ego is there to protect us. When we get riled up and get offended or upset about something, that's the ego trying to tell the world and ourselves, this is not making me happy, I don't feel safe, I feel vulnerable, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to protect myself. Our ego is confident in our abilities, and it believes that we are the right person or the right way, the right opinion. I truly don't think ego is a bad thing. However, sometimes we need to let it sit down and let our gentle, humble spirit listen and learn. We don't learn or improve when our ego is in the way, because we cannot simultaneously believe I am the best and I don't know how to do this. I might need to learn. Perhaps there's a better way than mine. Let go of your ego every now and again, and you will start to see the world differently. Now, the second thing I practice to be the best me I can be is to slow down. Everything in this life moves so fast. We are constantly moving on to the next thing or chasing the next success. I see this a lot in myself and in the self-help community in general. What is the next big thing in myself that I can fix? But we can never get the full picture when we're moving that fast. It's really important to slow down and just watch ourselves interacting with the world. Every time we change a habit or say practice patience or counting to 3 in our head before speaking, we need to take that habit and then sit back and just observe how it's working for us. Observe this new version of yourself and see if it really was an improvement, and whether it was or not, what have you learned from this? Slowing down allows us to make intentional changes based on our observations, and it also increases our self-awareness. Comment below an area in your life in which you need to slow down. It could be a daily habit or maybe a thought pattern. I'll leave mine in the top comment, so go ahead and leave yours under that. Give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. The third way to become a better person is probably the most important. It's definitely my biggest area of work, and I'd say it is for majority of humanity. It's this: learn to speak so that others will listen, and learn to listen so that others will speak. A quick search on YouTube divulges a very interesting fact. When you search how to be a better speaker, the top video has 28 million views. Not a whole lot when it comes to YouTube, but it's a lot compared to when you search how to be a better listener, where that top video has 3 million views. We all have opinions and we want to be able to articulate them well. But as I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the ego, listening indicates that we have something to learn. The ego doesn't like to think that. Learning how to listen and letting go of your ego kind of go hand in hand. However, both speaking and learning are very useful skills to have. First, we must learn to listen when others speak, so that we can gain that information and that knowledge and hear their stories. And then we learn how to speak so that others will listen when we want to share our perspectives or our ideas based on what we have learned from listening. What do you find easier, speaking or listening? For me, it's definitely speaking. But I've been practicing my listening skills and it's been like 3 years and I still catch myself failing miserably many times. But that's why I said we'll never master these things. It's just a constant practice. And speaking of practice, the 4th thing we need to practice in becoming a best version of ourselves or a better version of ourselves is to regularly do things that you don't think you can do. There is a great question at the beginning of most Tough Mudders, which is like an obstacle course race across the world. But the question asks its participants, when was the last time you did something for the first time? It's not easy doing things for the first time because it's very much out of our comfort zone. And it's admittedly scary to do anything where we can't guarantee a successful or even a good outcome. But it's the challenge of facing that fear that instills a new level of badassery and improvement in us. We will all have our very own ways of challenging ourselves, but I encourage you to try to challenge yourself weekly. For example, if you're anxious about speaking with people, maybe start asking the cashier at the grocery store, hello, how's your day? Or if you feel like you're never gonna write this book because it's not gonna be good enough, challenge yourself by writing 200 words a day, because that's your first little step to accomplishing something you didn't think you could do. My weekly challenge is learning to just go for it. When I can't see myself getting through a climb, it's always because I'm looking at the crux, the hardest part of the route, and I'm imagining all the ways I'm going to fail or fall, and it's not a comfortable feeling. It scares me, and then I pick a different climb. But as I practice feeling the fear and doing it anyway, I go for it, and I almost always make it past the crux. I usually fall a little higher up, and I get pumped out, and that's okay, because I made it past the part that I had convinced myself I wasn't going to be able to get through. When we regularly attempt things that we don't think we can do, we are taking that little part of our brain that's always whispering, but what if you fail? And we are rewiring it to loudly respond with, but what if you succeed? So these are the 4 ways that I practice keeping my life in check and giving myself a good dose of humility. Letting go of the ego and humbling myself, slowing down to observe ourselves and the world, practicing listening as well as speaking, and regularly challenging myself to do things that I don't think I can do. Practicing to be our best selves starts when we're born and it ends when we die. In the beginning, we can't do anything. And every day we are bettering ourselves, improving, trying to be better than we were yesterday. And at some point in our lives, we kind of get to this point where we think we know everything. And the things we don't know are just the minor stuff that we can get somebody else to take care of. We get other people to manage our finances, to fix our water lines, or take care of our vehicles. Those are all great and important things to outsource. But we cannot outsource self-improvement. That has to take place within ourselves and the habits and thoughts that we choose to focus on. We can, however, look outside of ourselves for inspiration and a new perspective, which I hope that this video has given you. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up so that other people can see it as well. Of course, subscribe if you like what I'm doing here on this channel. I make videos every Tuesday on self-development, encompassing the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial aspects of our lives. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Remember, when you improve yourself, you improve the world. Bye.